It was a test. If you loved me, you'd fight, my girlfriend said. After an ambush with my sister she did for attention. So I went silent. The next day, campus gave her the attention she asked for on the screen. Throwaway because classmates lurk here, and I'm on mobile, sorry for formatting. I, 21 male, am a junior right-winger on the men's soccer team at a mid-sized state school, econ major who moonlights as the stats tutoring guy, and I work a very glamorous campus job renaming PDFs. Basically, I'm a systems over vibes person in a very vibey place. My girlfriend, well, maybe ex, Taylor, 20 female, is a sophomore. We met about 18 months ago at an orientation week pickup game and started dating around 9 months back. We don't live together. She's in campus housing. I share an off-campus apartment with my roommate Josh, human gossip aggregator and serial enthusiast. But we were spending most weekends together until things went sideways. My sister Madison, 22 female, is a senior, and plot twist, became Taylor's best friend last year. She loves mediating. I love boundaries. And that combo goes about how you'd expect. It's a small college town. The athletics account reposts game clips. There's an anonymous gossip page everyone pretends not to follow. And one Good Friday match can make you that soccer guy overnight. Which is fun until your private life turns into group chat content. That's the backdrop for everything that follows. So apparently, being fast on the right wing with decent footwork is enough to make you some kind of celebrity in a college town, where the most exciting event is the annual chili cook-off. I'm not saying I'm Ronaldo, but I can sprint without tripping over my own shoes. And in this school, that's apparently a huge deal. The athletics account clips my goal from the Friday game, slaps it on Instagram with the fire emoji, and my phone starts buzzing like I just discovered electricity. Comments from people I don't even know. Bro cooked. Sheesh. Future MLS? Calm down, guys. I'm just trying not to pull a hamstring. After the game, my teammates act like they haven't seen me before. Our keeper, who hasn't made a clean save since preseason, slaps my back like he's the coach. The captain says I should lead warm-ups next week, like that's a promotion. Even random students who don't know the difference between offside and off-brand are tagging me in their stories. I can't even scroll through my phone without seeing my own face. Kinda awkward when you're trying to quietly stalk memes, and suddenly your goal celebration gif pops up. Anyway, I walk off the field, drenched in sweat, and there's Taylor. Girlfriend. Supposed to be supportive. Supposed to be the one hyping me up louder than the drunk freshman in the front row. Instead, she's glued to her phone, thumbs moving like she's coding the next iOS update. I jog over, expecting at least a good game, but nope. She gives me a nod, not even eye contact, then goes right back to her screen. Love that enthusiasm. Truly inspirational. Josh, my roommate, is waiting by the benches with 2 water bottles because apparently, he's my unpaid intern. He's not even on the team, but he's the guy who knows everyone's practice schedule, everyone's exam dates, and who hooked up with who last semester. Basically my personal Google Calendar with commentary. Stats quiz Monday, don't forget, he says while handing me the water. Nothing like a reminder about equations to ruin the post-win buzz. We walk off together, and of course, Madison is there, my sister. She claps like she just discovered I could walk upright. That's my brother, she yells, like anyone didn't already know. Madison's the type to act like she's my agent, except instead of negotiating contracts, she's making sure everyone knows she called dibs on bragging rights. She hugs Taylor, they start whispering, and I'm just standing there like the third wheel at my own after-game meetup. The soccer field empties, but my phone doesn't. Notifications everywhere. People tagging me in their stories. Group chats blowing up. A girl from my stats class asks if I can help her study. Yeah, sure. Definitely about the homework. Meanwhile, the athletics account reposts the clip to their story with the caption unstoppable. Relax, guys, I just tapped the ball in. Later that night, the noise doesn't stop. A couple of guys from the team show up talking about how the whole campus is buzzing. One of them asks me to repost his highlight reel. Bro, I'm not ESPN. Josh is on the couch, headphones in, pretending he's not eavesdropping. Collecting gossip like it's Pokemon is his hobby. Mom calls, which is weird because she usually only texts me screenshots of church bulletins and online coupons. She says she saw me in the newsletter. So proud of you, honey. Madison sent me your photos together. Great. Now my entire extended family probably knows too. I can already picture my aunt commenting under the school's Facebook post with something like, "That's my nephew. We're so blessed. Kill me now." The thing about being the golden boy is that everyone thinks they know you. I can't walk across campus without hearing, "Yo, winger guy," or "Hey, stat tutor." Half these people don't know my actual name, and honestly, I'm not correcting them. If they want to think my legal name is Soccer Dude, fine. The weirdest part is the random DMs. One dude asked if I could shout out his SoundCloud since I had clout now. Sir, I barely have enough clout to get a discount at the dining hall. But the attention isn't all bad. The open scrimmages I run on Fridays are now packed. People who have never touched a ball in their life are showing up. Some guy in jeans tried to play striker and fell twice before leaving. I can't even get mad. It's free entertainment. And the best part? I post the Friday open scrimmage times, and the athletics account keeps boosting them without me asking. It's like I'm running an underground soccer cartel, except the school's promoting it. Classes are the same chaos. I walk into stats, and the professor calls me Mr. Ronaldo. Everyone laughs like it's the funniest thing they've ever heard. I drop off another set of study guides because apparently that's my side hustle now. They get passed around like candy, and by the end of the day, I'm hearing people I don't know say, "Yeah, I used his notes." Cool. Should I start charging? Meanwhile, Taylor's barely around. She's busy. Busy with what? Who knows? Half the time I see her, she's sitting next to Madison in the dining hall, whispering like they're planning a bank heist. When I ask what they're talking about, they just smile and change the subject. Totally normal. Definitely not suspicious. By the end of the week, the attention has gone from funny to constant. I can't grab lunch without someone mentioning the game. I can't open Instagram without seeing my face on stories. And of course, Josh keeps reminding me, ride the wave, bro. It won't last forever. Thanks, philosopher. If you've ever wondered how fast your life can go from campus golden boy to walking cautionary tale, let me tell you, all it takes is one Venmo notification and a sketchy Uber receipt. Forget detective novels. I solved my own relationship mystery in about 30 seconds. And honestly, I wish I hadn't. It happened right after what should have been the most boring movie night ever. Me, Taylor, and a bag of chips. She knocked out halfway through the film. Phone buzzing on the coffee table. I pick it up to move it so it doesn't slide to the floor, and there it is. A Venmo payment with a memo that just says, fun, and a $40 Uber receipt from midnight the night before. Unless she's running some underground taxi service for emoji enthusiasts, the math wasn't mathing. I don't even confront her right then because I know how that goes. Denials, fake tears. Maybe she throws in a, you're paranoid. Nah, I'm not giving her the stage. I sleep on it. Not because I'm calm, but because I want to hear how creative she can get when she realizes she's caught. Morning comes, and like clockwork, she starts crying. Not even the good kind of crying. More like the forced, let me make noise and hope it distracts you type. She says she hooked up with some guy at a party. It meant nothing. And she's so sorry. I don't even sit down for this. I just grab my keys, wallet, and walk out. That's it. No dramatic line, no shouting, nothing. Silence hits harder than a speech anyway. 2 hours later, my phone lights up with Madison's name. I answer because I know if I don't, she'll spam me with messages until my battery dies. She doesn't ask if I'm okay. Doesn't ask what happened. Just goes straight into don't ruin my friendship. That's her priority. Not me, her brother, but her precious little bestie who just admitted to cheating. I tell her it's not her problem, and she starts yelling about how I'm selfish. Cool. I hang up. Then Mom calls. You'd think a parent would back me, right? Wrong. She tells me to hear Taylor out. I say, she already told me everything. Mom pauses, then says, well, maybe you two can work through it. Just anything that would stop your sister's tears. Yeah, sure, let me just pretend Venmo is a trustworthy babysitter and Uber rides at midnight mean Bible study. While I'm trying to ignore family drama, campus decides to make my business public. The anonymous gossip account, every school has one, posts a blurry photo of Taylor with some guy's arm around her. The caption, not her boyfriend, and 3 popcorn emojis. Comments go wild. Half the school is playing detective in real time, tagging each other, speculating. By lunch, everyone knows. I can't walk across the quad without hearing whispers. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed at how fast news travels when it's someone else's misery. Of course, the team can't just let me live. Assistant coach pulls me aside after practice. He says I'm benched to cool things off. His actual words. Like I'm some kind of scandal mascot. He says the team doesn't want distractions. Right, because the goalkeeper letting in 5 goals last week definitely wasn't distracting at all. Teammates act neutral, like Switzerland. A couple mumble, sorry man, but none of them stick their necks out. They want me back, but no one wants to cross the coach. Meanwhile, my DMs are a zoo. A guy from my econ class offers to hook me up with his cousin. Thanks, stranger. Really healing stuff. Josh, of course, treats the whole thing like it's his favorite TV show. He's sitting on our couch, scrolling the gossip page, giving me updates I didn't ask for. Bro, the comments think you're gonna dump her in public at the next game. Yeah, thanks, Nostradamus. He's not wrong about one thing, though. People are expecting drama. Every time I walk into the dining hall, heads turn like I'm about to throw a tray. The weirdest part? Taylor still acts like nothing happened. She sends me texts about class schedules, asks if I'm eating lunch, Like she didn't just admit to hooking up with some guy. Madison backs her up, sending me long paragraphs about how I'm blowing things out of proportion. Mom sends me a recipe link with a smiley face, like food's gonna fix the fact that half the campus just voted me biggest clown without me running. By the end of the week, I'm running extra drills on the empty field at night. Not because I'm sad, don't get it twisted, but because I need something to do while the entire school turns my life into their group chat content. I'm faster than ever, but it doesn't matter. Benched is benched. Taylor is guilty, Madison is delusional, Mom is useless, and the gossip account is probably gearing up for part 2. Taylor apparently thought emailing my boss was a power move. I'm at my campus job, renaming PDFs like the champion of unpaid admin work, when Mr. Anderson waves me over. He's holding a printout like I'm about to be fired. It's an email from Taylor, full of drama about me not coping and needing adjusted expectations. He asks if he should change my workload. I tell him no. He nods and files it away like a junk coupon. That's the entire conversation. I clock out, send him a one-liner, please keep all job communication with me directly, and get a 2-word reply. Understood. Thanks. Efficient, clean, no therapy circle required. That night, Madison texts, come home, just us, we need to talk. I ask twice if it's only her. She says yes. I walk in, see 2 plates on the table and Taylor sitting there like she's about to defend her thesis. Madison beams like she just solved world peace. I don't sit, I don't say hi. I turn around and leave. Madison yells that I'm being dramatic. Right, because the ambush dinner featuring my cheating ex was subtle and refined. My phone buzzes the entire drive back. I mute it and toss it in the passenger seat. If they want closure, they can order takeout and talk to each other. The next morning, I set up a handoff. Neutral coffee shop, too many laptops, bright lights, perfect for avoiding a scene. I bring a bag with Taylor's charger, hoodie, and some paperback she probably only opened for Instagram aesthetics. Inside, I add a printed sheet. 4 rules. No contact through any channel, no unplanned visits to my apartment, job, or family home, don't email my boss or staff again, and if she needs anything else, she can schedule pickup through building security. Signed and dated. Looks official enough to scare anyone who thinks Venmo emojis are romance. She's already there. I drop the bag, say, that's everything, and drink my coffee. She opens the letter and reads it like it's a death sentence. Then she launches her new story. The cheating? Not real. Just a test. She wanted to see if I'd fight for us, and apparently thought that once I became the campus attention magnet, she could ride the wave and grab some spotlight too. I stare at her because apparently logic died this semester. I finish my drink, say, practice, and leave. No debate, no second act. Back home, Josh is in his usual spot, watching soccer highlights with a mixing bowl of cereal. He grins and says, check this out. He pulls up footage from his doorbell cam. Before anyone panics, it's angled at our threshold. Just the doormat, and whoever's at the door, not the hallway. And the building only allows cams that don't record common areas. 2 clips, 2 nights, same hoodie, same midnight timestamp. Quick knock, gone. The exact times as the Venmo payment and Uber receipt. Josh taps the screen like he just uncovered national security footage. I don't even need to watch it twice. I jot the times down in a note labeled log, add emailed boss, confirmed, and lock it with a code. Then I change every passcode I own. Phone, building app, Wi-Fi. Josh gets the new Wi-Fi on a sticky note. That's our IT department. I swing by the RA desk before class and ask about clean procedures for item returns. They hand me a form like they've been through this before. Tag, date, desk holds the bag, recipient schedules pickup. Done. So now my letter isn't just paper. It's backed by building policy. That's what I like. Systems, not vibes. By the afternoon, Madison tries to spin things again. She says she never promised Taylor wouldn't be there at dinner. So technically, she didn't lie. That's her big argument. I tell her future Taylor talk goes to Mom or nowhere. She says I'm isolating her. I say I'm isolating me from surprise guests. She sends a thumbs down emoji. I archive the chat and move on. Taylor sends another message. She says the test angle didn't land because I'm too literal. The Uber was for a friend, the payment was a joke, and coincidences happen. I open my log, write coincidences, and close it. That's all the attention she gets. Practice is uneventful. The assistant coach tells me to keep quiet and work hard, and we'll revisit the benching. The captain jogs past, mutters the same thing. Fine. I run drills. No gossip, no questions. Exactly how I want it. Back at the apartment, Josh asks if I'm posting a statement. He thinks one sentence would shut people up. I tell him posts feed screenshots, and screenshots feed gossip. He shrugs and renames his clip folder Syllabus, with a ridiculous password he'll forget on purpose. Vault secured. Later, Mom texts a picture of a flyer for the student union's midterm forum. Digital respect and boundaries. She says the campus could use it. She doesn't say names, doesn't give advice, just sends the poster. That's the first normal text from her all week. I text back, thanks. The next morning, Mr. Anderson sends a group email to student workers. Keep communication professional, no third-party updates, no names. The timing is perfect. I print it and file it in my folder. Meanwhile, Taylor sends me a photo of my no contact page with the line about bosses highlighted. She says it feels harsh. I don't answer. She follows up with, I can be better. Still nothing. She sends a numbered plan with deadlines like we're running a group project. I archive it. Campus has two constants. The dining hall running out of fries and the student union hosting forums nobody cares about. Usually, they're ghost towns. 2 weeks later, midterms hit, and suddenly the union pushes this event called Digital Respect and Boundaries. Translation, free pizza, people show up, sit in folding chairs, and pretend they care while scrolling TikTok. Except this time, it's packed. Why? Because the gossip account had been serving fresh content about me, Taylor, and Madison like it was ESPN highlights, and half the campus wanted to see if the rumors would sneak their way onto the projector. I wasn't there, let's make that clear. I was on the field doing sprints and pretending cones were less exhausting than people, but plenty of students were. And because nobody at this school can keep anything private, the details made their way back to me before I even left practice. The setup was classic student union theater. Big projector, anonymous QR code submissions, a wellness counselor up front with a microphone. The crowd was buzzing before it started, phones out, waiting for the drama. Moderator goes through some generic stuff about communication and online etiquette. Everyone's yawning, waiting for the pizza. Then the first anonymous submission pops up on the projector. It was a test. If you loved me, you'd pass. You could hear the crowd shift. People start whispering. Phones go up like it's a concert. That line wasn't random. It was word for word what Taylor had been texting. Submissions came in from different phones, multiple students. So it wasn't just one bitter narrator. People who'd seen her screenshots and group chats started nudging each other. Next submission rolls in. Don't ruin my friendship over your feelings. And now Madison's in it too. Her greatest hits are on the big screen, courtesy of whoever submitted them. Half the crowd knows, the other half can put 2 and 2 together. Even the counselor pauses like, wow, someone's really making my job easy. Then the knockout punch. I emailed your boss because you weren't coping. Laughter. Actual laughter from the back rows. Some kid yells, who does that? The counselor reads it out loud, and you can tell she's trying not to smile. She clicks to the poll question. Do these behaviors seem healthy? Options. Yes or no. The results slam too. No so fast the bar might as well have been a meme. 90% red. People are laughing, clapping, whispering names, all while Madison and Taylor sit there in the front row. Yeah, they actually went. They sat there thinking they'd get sympathy, maybe spin it into a we were misunderstood moment. Instead, they watched their own lines get torched by a live audience. And because the submissions came from multiple students, it wasn't one person's word. It was a pattern. Of course, they tried damage control. Madison raises her hand, starts with, I think context is important. And the moderator cuts her off. We're analyzing behaviors, not identities. Translation. Sit down. Taylor tries too, mumbling something about misinterpretation. But the room isn't buying it. Phones are recording. The chat groups are already exploding. And every actually just makes them look worse. They leave halfway through, red-faced, while someone near the back yells, guess they failed the test. By the time practice ends for me, the story's everywhere. Teammates are scrolling during water breaks. One guy tells me, bro, you didn't even need to show up. They humiliated themselves. Another says, campus gave you free PR. I don't answer. I keep running drills. But inside, I can picture it. The projector, the quotes. Madison and Taylor sitting there like deer in headlights while the crowd turns on them. The gossip account posts screenshots of the poll results an hour later. 90% unhealthy, 10% what's wrong with you. Captions read, campus consensus is clear. Comments are brutal. Someone writes, imagine emailing your boyfriend's boss to save your friendship. Another adds, that's the wildest resume builder I've ever seen. By nightfall, everyone knows. Madison's group chat goes quiet. Taylor's DMs start drying up. The campus did it for me, live on a projector, with free pizza. Turns out the projector wasn't the finale. Close to midnight, Madison went straight to the source. At the library printers, flashing error lights, paper jam chorus, she cornered one of the students who helped run the campus gossip page. Witnesses say she asked for a correction, floated a forgiveness follow-up, even hinted she could produce a quote from the captain. The admin listened, didn't bite. 10 minutes later, the page posted a plain PSA about policy. No takedowns, no favors, send proof or don't. No names, just rules. That was enough. By morning, repair narrative was a sticker in 3 group chats and a joke on a whiteboard. I logged the time and went to practice. Cones are honest. The Q&A circus ended, but the aftermath was way better than the show. The best part? I didn't even have to say a word. People kept waiting for me to post some dramatic line or give a speech, but the universe handled it on its own. Sometimes silence really is the best strategy, especially when everyone else can't stop tripping over their own mess. First, housing. Raise live for emails and community updates. So the minute a few anonymous tips about Taylor's midnight drop-bys hit their inboxes, they pounced. A building-wide reminder landed in everyone's student email. Respect boundaries. No contact means no contact. Totally generic, but everyone knew who it was aimed at. The timing was too perfect. Word was Taylor received a direct educational warning, the kind that doesn't go on your record but makes it crystal clear the staff is watching. She posted on her private story later that night, "Some people use rules as weapons." Sad. Translation: she knew exactly who the message was about. Then, work followed. Mr. Anderson, the human embodiment of keep it short, sent a message to the entire department reminding everyone that supervisors only communicate with staff directly. No third parties. That was his polite way of telling Taylor to back off without actually typing her name. The man's allergic to drama, and honestly, I respect it. He didn't even need to address me privately. He just built a wall around me with one email and went back to organizing his color-coded folders. Socially, the dominoes started falling. Remember the guy she allegedly cheated with? Turns out he couldn't keep his mouth shut. He bragged about it in a group chat, and screenshots spread faster than a campus meme. By Monday morning, everyone had seen proof that Taylor's confession wasn't some misunderstood test. It was real, and she had picked the worst possible partner to cover for her. The gossip account didn't even have to post this one. Students did it themselves. My teammates, who had been Switzerland up to this point, finally swung back to my side. The captain pulled the coach aside and basically said, "We're handicapping ourselves for no reason." A few days later, the assistant coach told me I was reinstated. Not because anyone suddenly cared about my feelings, but because winning is more important than babysitting drama. I was back in the lineup. Simple as that. The team cheered when I showed up at practice, not out of sympathy, but because I could score goals. Honestly, that was all I wanted. Madison's social standing tanked right alongside Taylor's. People found out she'd been running defense for Taylor since day one, and suddenly she wasn't the fun, dependable friend anymore. She was the girl who stuck her brother on the bench and gaslit him in favor of her bestie. Group chats stopped tagging her. Study groups forgot to tell her the room changed, and a weekend trip she'd been planning with friends suddenly got canceled. Okay, not canceled. They just went without her. She complained about it online, and someone replied, "Actions have consequences." Brutal. Meanwhile, I went the opposite direction. Tutoring requests piled up. People who used to side-eye me in the dining hall now asked if I had space for one more in my stats review sessions. I posted a new study guide to the shared drive, and it got downloaded 30 times in the first hour. It felt like my reputation had completely pivoted. Taylor and Madison were drama. I was the guy who kept grinding. Not that I needed their approval, but being the calm one suddenly made me look better without me even trying. Josh, of course, loved every second. Every night he came home with fresh updates. He'd scroll through his phone, smirk, and say stuff like, "Taylor's Instagram comments are off again? Guess she couldn't handle the heat." Or, "Madison tried to host a group study and only 2 people showed up. Both left early." He treated it like live sports commentary. He'd pause mid-bite of his cereal mountain and give me the play-by-play. I didn't even need to doom scroll. Josh kept me fully briefed whether I asked or not. Through all of it, I kept my head down. Practice, class, tutoring, repeat. My phone buzzed constantly, but I ignored most of it. No statements, no clarifications, no emotional posts. The only thing I posted myself was the weekly scrimmage schedule. Athletics boosted it like always. People came, played, and left. That was my lane, and it worked. Of course, Madison couldn't stay silent forever. After getting iced out by her friends, she texted me again. "We need to talk. Just us. No tricks." It reeked of desperation. She'd lost Taylor's safety net and her own social circle in one shot, and now she wanted me to step in and patch things up. I didn't respond right away. Let her sweat. But I knew I'd go eventually, not to save her, but to see if she'd finally admit how bad she'd screwed up. Taylor, on the other hand, barely made a sound. She went from storming into my life with boss emails and fake tests to slinking around campus like a ghost. People said she sat alone at meals now, head buried in her hoodie. A few mutuals even blocked her because they were tired of the drama. Her attempt to play chess ended with her stuck on checkers, while everyone else stopped playing. That week felt like balance. Housing made it clear she couldn't cross my line. Work shut down her interference. The team put me back where I belonged. Madison learned that playing defense for the wrong person gets you benched in real life, not just in soccer. And Taylor? She was left with nothing but her hoodie and her excuses. Me? I just kept scoring goals and handing out study guides. Let everyone else choke on their own choices. Silent consequences always taste better than revenge. Madison finally texted me like she was drafting a peace treaty. "Come home. Mom needs to see you." She said it's urgent. After her ambush dinner stunt, I wasn't exactly eager to walk into her territory again. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. I went. Worst case scenario, it's another round of bad strategy. Best case scenario, she admits she screwed up. The living room looked staged. Candles lit, coffee table cleared, cushions lined up like she'd read an article on how to create a safe space, and took it literally. Madison sat perched on the edge of the couch, hands folded like a knockoff therapist. She opened right away with the gaslight routine. According to her, I had it all wrong. Taylor didn't cheat. She cracked under pressure. Her confession was actually a breakdown, not proof. Apparently, me walking out was misinterpreting her cry for help. I asked her if Venmo memos and midnight Ubers were also forms of therapy. She ignored that part. Then she pivoted to the ambush dinner. She claimed it wasn't betrayal. It was her attempt at mediation. She said she thought we'd talk it out like adults, as if shoving me into a room with my ex without warning was the adult way to solve anything. I told her ambushes weren't mediation. They're ambushes. She rolled her eyes and said I was being cruel, holding grudges and refusing to let people fix things. The next target was my boundary letter. She called it overkill, said it made me look like I was trying to destroy Taylor instead of moving on. I asked if she even read the part where I said no contact. She said I was punishing both of them for mistakes. Madison has this ability to take a flaming mess, hand you the burnt remains, and then say it's your fault for not liking the smell. Finally, she dragged the Q&A forum into it. According to her, that wasn't the campus collectively roasting them. It was a smear campaign. She insisted the lines were taken out of context. Sure, because I emailed your boss sounds way better if you add a smiley face at the end. She said if I apologize publicly, people might forgive her, and her social group would calm down. I laughed, out loud. She looked offended, like I'd just insulted the queen. She kept talking herself in circles until the kitchen door creaked and Mom walked in. She had apparently been listening long enough. For the first time since this whole disaster started, she didn't take Madison's side. She cut straight through. "Madison, stop. This is over. You don't pressure your brother to accept harm just so you can keep a friend." The room froze. Madison looked like she'd swallowed her own script. Mom kept going, laying out rules like she was drafting a contract. No more ambush dinners. No more surprise appearances with Taylor. No more speeches about how family needs to sacrifice for friendship. If Madison tried it again, she'd be blocked. And this time, Mom would back me, not her. Madison tried to argue, something about how nobody understands and how she was just trying to balance everything. But Mom shut it down. "You chose her over him. That was your mistake. Own it." Madison slumped back against the couch, staring at the candles like they'd bail her out. I didn't gloat. No point. I just said, "I want peace." That's all. Then I grabbed my jacket and left. End of discussion. Back on campus, life clicked back into place. I signed a new lease with Josh, which meant fewer surprise appearances from people who didn't understand boundaries. Mr. Anderson approved me for a paid internship. No questions asked. The coach kept me in the lineup because winning matters more than gossip. Students who whispered 2 weeks ago went back to cheering when I scored. My phone still buzzed sometimes, but now it was students asking for stat guides, not commentary on my personal life. As for Madison, she kept her distance. Our texts dropped to short, polite exchanges about family logistics. No more guilt trips, no more Taylor mentions. It felt strange but cleaner. Mom kept her word too. When Madison tried bringing Taylor up again, Mom told her to drop it. Finally, someone else was holding the line. And Taylor? She faded. Whatever power she had evaporated after the Q&A group chats stopped replying. Friends stopped sitting with her at the dining hall. She went from center of attention to background character in record time. One night, I passed by the library after practice. It was late, campus quiet except for a few stragglers. Under the stone arch near the courtyard, I saw her. Hoodie up, hunched over on a bench, phone screen lighting her face. For a second, I thought she might have spotted me, but she didn't look up. Students walked past her in pairs, laughing, carrying laptops, not even giving her a glance. She sat still, phone dimming, pulling her sleeves over her hands like she wanted to disappear into the shadows. I kept walking. No words, no second chances, no dramatic farewell. Just me, my bag over my shoulder, and the next practice waiting. She was a ghost now, and I had better things to do than chase shadows. YouTube just dropped this new hype feature. If you're hooked on this story, smash that hype button. It tells YouTube this video deserves to blow up, and it keeps even crazier stories coming your way.